Everybody, welcome back to 3-Day Weekend. You got Chris and Brooke,
Hi.
Assistant Brooke today, and her ace old Floyd, and we're doing upper bushings on it because this
should not be that.
No, that's bad. I've done this side already, and now there's no play. So we want to do the same on the other side. And I was just doing them and realized, you know, I never did a video on this yet. Upper bushings, I've done other bushings and bearings and stuff, but not this. So that's what we're doing today. We're kind of already into the process. Obviously, you take the tire off. You take the brake caliper off with two 15mm bolts that go back through these holes right here. That comes off. Your brake rotor and hub assembly, that comes off in one piece. And you're now up to speed. So in order to take this off, we're going to disconnect the shock tower. Just from the bottom, 15mm. Goes right through this side. And then I just wire that up out of the way like this. Yeah. Then you take out your upper ball joint bolt right here, another 15mm. And then once that is out, I wire this as high as I can and hold it. And then you just hit right here with the rubber mallet. And it will pop out of there eventually. Then you can remove your bolt. So I'm going to get you all the way through here in a time lapse up to this bolt. Then I'll show you the next obstacle we have. We got it out. That one was really stuck and hanging it by a wire, kept breaking the wire. So we did the old piece of wood on a jack underneath this upper A-arm, and that holds it sturdy. So you can hit it right there, and it did eventually pop out. Ugh, nasty. So, second way to do it, if you're having difficulty getting it out. Now we need to take this upper bolt out, which is an 18mm bolt. The first one came out nice and easy. You can see it right here. And you get to the back side right there. Zip it out, piece of cake. This one, the winch is in the way. If you don't have a winch, you don't have a problem.
Lucky you.
But we have a winch, so I don't think I can get that bolt out of there. No, there's no way I can get that bolt out, so we have to take the winch off, which means we have to take the nose off. So we're gonna do that. If you haven't done it already, you open up the tool bin up there, a bunch of pop rivets come off, and pull the utility box out, and then more push pins, a couple there, disconnect the headlights, and a couple bolts here. And this had a front bumper on it too, and there were 4 bolts holding that out. So we'll time lapse getting that off of there and pick it up from there. We got the winch bolts out, so it's loose, and that was just enough to drop it down so I can see that bolt. So 18mm. Oh, don't forget, take this little guy off. What size was this? Torx 25 maybe?
I don't know.
Let's give that a try.
I remember.
You don't need that attached. Yep, I was right. That's a 25. Zip her out of there. And we're gonna use this breaker bar.
Like that.
Yep. Ready? There we go. You want to switch back or are you good?
I'm good.
Hey, stay on that bolt.
I did not. I got rid of the block.
Yes. Count for a washer.
There.
And we got the bolt. Wow, that bolt's in great shape. Okay, once that's out, we're just gonna pop that out like that. Cool, and we're on to replacing the bushings. Bushings are inside. These are little caps. You should probably replace those when you replace the bearings, or bushings, sorry. But I just clean them off real good and reuse them. Then you got a little tube in here that just kind of pushes out. I usually grab my screwdriver and a hammer and drive it out. And then these are the bushings right here. But you can't push them through because there's a ridge of metal on the inside. You have to push them this way. And I've made a special tool to do that, and I will show you it over in the other bay. First, got it in the vise. We're going to slide that out. It should come out relatively easily. There it is, and it's nasty. Yours are going to look the same way. You should probably replace these too, but we're going to put it over in the bench grinder and clean it up. This is the tool I made. It's an old drill bit that broke off. And I've just took it to the grinder and made that little bit of an edge. And that edge will catch on the bushing down here. And I just hit it with a hammer. You're doing a great job. There you go, bushings are out. That's what they look like. And you see the tool just kind of grabs right into a side and pushes them right out. So, I'm telling you, it works great. That nice sharp edge really does the job. Been using that tool for years. But watch the end of drill bits. You hit those with hammers, they might explode, so wear safety glasses. Alright, I'm going to clean this out with a file. I coat it with some just generic grease. And then I go over to the press to put the new bushings in. You don't need to. You can press them in with a vise or really, really carefully tap them in with a hammer. But it's easiest if you have a press. Just stack them and press them in. Grease up both sides. I already did this side. There's that one. They're all in there. I'll help your bushings going easier. And just set one there. Put this on it. Set the other one there. And then I'll press it. Here's our caps. Just put a little bit of grease. A little bit of grease. I'm using Mobile, what is it? Mobile 1 synthetic. Doesn't really matter. Just want to put something on there. Grease that up. And then it's got a taper on one side, and it's flat on the other. And the flat side goes in, so the taper faces out. Do the same on the other one. But before I put the other one in, we're going to take our slider tube, which you had somewhere, which is all nice and shiny. I have to put a little bit of grease on that too. and slide that through. Slides in, taper faces out, and that is ready to be installed. Ready to put this back in, which just slides into place here. Sometimes you gotta use your rubber mallet to coax it, but you get that bolt lined up. Got that in, that is torqued down, and there is no more play. Hooray! So from here, upper ball joint, best way to do it, jack that up, block of wood or something so it's got pressure on it. And then once you get this lined up, just hit it with a rubber mallet and you pound it right through. Don't go all the way, just watch for this groove, which will line up with the bolt because it fits in this groove. If you go down too far, then you just wasted time and effort and energy and you gotta undo it a little bit. Once you have that on, put your shock back on. Once you have that back on, stick your hub back in, and then put your brake caliper back on. Make sure you pump the brakes before you drive it. Once you put your tires on, you're back in business. Also, you'll notice my outer race is missing. I had a rag jammed in here. That was just kind of hold everything together because that race will pop off just from the axle bouncing around when you're beating with a hammer. It's okay if it does, just keep it clean and it'll snap back in. But see how muddy that grease has gotten? That's not good, so I'm gonna obviously grease the bearings before I put that all back in. But yeah, don't panic when that falls out, it'll be alright. Keep it clean. If you wrap it in a rag, it doesn't like to fall out. So normally I take you all the way through to the ending, but we have a lot of other stuff to do to this machine. She's a professional at breaking this machine. The next thing we're working on is a front universal joint on a prop shaft, which is super awesome fun. So if you ever have that problem, be sure to look us up. I'll have a video on that one. So sorry I didn't get to bring it all the way through and put it back together. You know I usually do if you've seen anything I've ever done, but not this time. So we're gonna tear it in the next project. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate every viewer, every subscriber. Really means everything to us and pays for all this side-by-side nonsense we get ourselves into. So thanks again. And we'll see you right here on 3-Day Weekend for another video.